This presentation of the big game was made possible through the kind support of Tangipahoa Parish Tourism, your guide to the crossroads of Louisiana. North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch. And Gateway Ford, Gateway gives the deal.
Tangipahoa Parish is home to the strawberry capital of the world and the premier destination for family fun and adventure. Whether you're looking to visit one of our historic museums, grab a bite to eat at our amazing restaurants, or attend an exciting local event, there's always something to do in Tangipahoa Parish. Tangipahoa Tourism is proud to support the Southeastern Channel in its mission to educate and inspire young media professionals right here in Tangipahoa Parish, the crossroads of Louisiana.
Drop, yo.
I think this is a great place to live, a great place to raise a family. This is just a place that we love. I think it is your responsibility to support that community that you're in. And that's something that we've always done here and something we're very proud of. Sponsoring Little League and sponsoring the high school and sponsoring the university. And I just feel like that's as much of our responsibility to be visible in the community and show that we're here and we're a part of what's going on with our neighbors and our customers.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the big game. I'm Jaleel Hutton, alongside me Myles Edwards, and for this episode we will be checking in with the men's and women's basketball teams, seeing how far in their respective conference tournaments.
We'll also take a look at the diamond for how Southeastern baseball and softball are doing as their season get closer to conference play.
But first, let's go to the tennis courts and see how the tennis team is doing. The Lions tennis team have had a strong start to their season, boasting the fourth best overall record in the conference at 7-2 before welcoming the Lamar Cardinals. For how this match went, here's Big Game reporter Sophia Daniels.
The Lady Lions tennis team have shown impressive consistency with a record of 8 wins and 3 losses. Their overall performance reflects the dedication and focus they bring to every match. The team's players have been particularly strong this year, with Tassia Bosova leading the charge, holding a 6-0 in double teams, led by her and Claudia Di Leonardo, demonstrating teamwork and strategies that have earned them a win.
I'm really happy. I feel that I'm playing really good. I had a tough fall semester because I was injured, and now I'm kind of hurt a little bit more, but I feel that anyway I'm feeling pain. I'm really performing good. I also think that I'm playing actually my best tennis. I'm confident with myself, so I'm really happy with how I performed today. I think this semester we started really strong. We had not really good season last year, and now we started strong. Also, we had 4 freshmen last year, but now we're sophomores. Now we got the experience of what is playing college tennis, and I think we're doing pretty well. Also, we have a new freshman, but she's really strong, she's really tough, so we're really happy.
The coaching staff, led by head coach Jason Hayes, has emphasized both technical development and mental toughness, preparing the team for success both on and off the court.
I thought it was good. We got off to a great start in doubles, and if we can go out and get that point, it really helps us moving forward. We knew Lamar was going to be a very tough team come singles time, and we had a lot of battles out there, and we got enough of them to make the match go in our favor, but always tough in the Southland Conference. Well, It's difficult because, we're practicing, we're playing, we're traveling, and they're also students, so you've got that, their mind is on their match, but at the same time, they may have a test tomorrow. So, you got to take that in stride. And, when we look for people that are going to be well adjusted, they can focus and all that. But, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But, I'm proud of the effort that they give and how hard they work on and off the court.
Through all, the Southeastern Louisiana tennis team remains committed to improvising with every match. With the Lions beating Lamar with a score of 5-2 and Tasia Bolsova winning her double sets with a new teammate, they now move on to play Incarnate Word here at Southeastern. Reporting for the big game, I'm Sophia Daniels.
Now from tennis to baseball, the Lions baseball team has been on fire, landing them a top 25 RPI ranking within baseball. However, the Lions would then not just face a physical challenge, but an emotional one, as they would be put up against former head coach Matt Reiser and his Memphis Tigers. For the recap on the series, here's Big Game reporter Adam Schick-Snyder.
The Southeastern baseball team headed off to Memphis this past weekend to square off against former head coach Matt Reiser and his team in a rematch from the 2023 season series. In Game 1, to no surprise, the long ball was already in effect as junior Ben Robichaux got the hitting going as he went oppo for a solo home run, followed by a huge 3-run shot in the 7th by senior Parker Coley, and then a 2-run shot in the same inning by senior Ryan Brome. The Lions went on to win 7-4 after a huge outing by Brendan Stupridge. Game 2 was heavily focused on the defensive side, with junior Lakin Polk having an outstanding start, with also some more home runs hit as TJ Salvaggio belted a 2-run home run in the 3rd to keep the lead the whole game until the 8th inning. The Tigers eventually tied the game with a fielder's choice ground out to score a run from 3rd. No runs were scored from either side in the 9th, but in the 10th, however, Ben Robichaux showed his clutch factor as he goes opposite field for a 2-run bomb to head into the bottom of the 10th with a chance to take the series. The bases get loaded in the 10th with only 1 out as the Tigers walk it off with a 2-run double to tie the series. Game 3, the Lions look for vengeance as they get just that with the long ball once again in effect as Connor O'Neill, TJ Salvaggio, and Parker Coley all homer to take the series from Memphis with a stellar performance from the bullpen as Aiden Vosberg goes 5 innings, only allowing 1 run after Blake Lobel was taken out in the 5th. The Lions face off in a midweek against Xavier, then head to Stephen F. Austin to face off in a conference series. Reporting from the big game, I'm Adam Schick-Snyder.
Now from the mound to the circle, where softball has also been on a roll. The softball team over the weekend played their first conference series. For how the team played in the Battle of the Lions, here is Big Game reporter Allie Quirk.
Southeastern softball team hosted East Texas A&M in the conference play opener and dominated both ends of the doubleheader. Fueled by early offense and clutch hitting, Southeastern jumped ahead with a 3-0 lead in the 2nd inning. Colleen Cullivan made a triple, pushing more RBIs, making it 7-0 in the 4th inning. East Texas scored twice in the 6th, but Southeastern stayed in control and won with a 7-2 final. Southeastern rolled straight into beating East Texas 10-0 with strong pitching and big hits. Maria Detillier made a triple that put the Lady Lions up early, and Chloe McGee and Colleen Cullivan added more runs for a 4-0 lead. SLU scored 6 runs in the 4th inning, and East Texas A&M left 10 runners on the base, but Southeastern won by mercy rule. The Lady Lions closed the weekend with a commanding 10-2 mercy rule victory, overcoming an early 2-0 deficit. Maria Detillier led the charge, continuing her offensive streak, going 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs, while Maddie Watson also drove in 2 runs. SLU scored in every inning but 1, taking the lead in the 3rd and pulling away with 5 runs in the 4th inning. Southeastern's pitchers held East Texas to just 3 hits, sealing the game. Southeastern played flawless softball throughout this series, finishing with 0 errors over the 3-game sweep. Coach Freeman mentions how their defensive positioning was on full display.
I think we have one of the best defensive teams in the country. They knowing where to go with the ball and having good shade shifts, alignments, how to play the opponent. And so this is one of the best defensive teams we've ever had here in my 10 years. So I can't be more happier for them.
This series marked the 7th straight season they've won their conference opener and improved Southeastern to 19-7 overall and 3-0 in conference play.
The Lady Lions showcased their dominance on both sides of the diamond this weekend. They hope to keep this momentum going as they enter conference play. Reporting for the big game, I'm Allie Quirk.
The Lions track team finished the indoor half of their seasons in Birmingham at the Southern Conference Indoor Championships. While Stephen F. Austin and Northwestern State would take home team men's and women's titles respectively, a few Lions still placed individually. The 60-meter was a fruitful event for the Lions as Olu Ogunyemi would take home second with a 7.99 run. Anya Favor would also take bronze in the 400-meter dash. While sprints were strong for the Lions, Don Roy Brown took home a throwing third-place medal. Now the Lions hope to earn a few invitations to the NCAA championships, trying to gain national hardware.
We're going to take a break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to look at the NFL's hectic offseason so far, head to the NBA court and check in with the Pelicans, look at some intramural sports right here on campus, see the importance of the LHSAA Girls Championships being held here in Hammond, then check into MLB as spring training keeps going. The big game will be right back.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
The NFL offseason has been chaos, with many big names moving on to contend in other cities and drama not skipping over even one NFL team. To help us keep up with everything that has happened, here's big game reporter Lucas Hill.
The on-field play of the NFL season may have ended last month, but the off-field drama has just begun. Free agency is here, and the 2025 NFL offseason has been one where free agency is key, as a weak NFL draft class in this year may not suit the best needs of an NFL franchise. But with notable free agents such as T. Higgins, Sam Darnold, Joey Bosa, and Carlton Davis, the offseason is very lucrative for those willing to take a chance on such. But what about the New Orleans Saints? Well, General Manager Mickey Loomis has to know that this offseason is critical for his future with the organization, and he got right to work with hiring new head coach Kellen Moore and helping signing key free agents such as Chase Young, Justin Reed, and Juwan Johnson. An interesting name to keep watch for is former Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp. Now, after being unable to find a trade partner for Kupp, the Rams ended up releasing the 32-year-old and is now on the market. Can Kellen Moore and company take a stab at the former Offensive Player of the Year? It's a risk they need to consider taking. For the big game, I'm Lucas Hill.
While the offseason for the NFL has been hectic, so has the ride for Pelicans fans, as the season has been anything but ordinary. For the update on how basketball in the Big Easy is going, here's big game reporter Jules Dormain.
The Pelicans opted to sell superstar Brandon Ingram at the trade deadline back in mid-February. This move by the front office solidified the goal for the rest of the season: develop young talent and build chemistry. With the new additions of Bruce Brown and Kelly Olynyk, rookie center Carlo Makovich spoke about how important team chemistry is in the NBA.
You know, more minutes with each other, playing more constantly, no injuries, thank God now. We had some stretch of, being all together and practicing together, playing together, so I think that helps a lot. Just understanding the game better, and I think that's it.
It's no surprise that with currently less than 20 wins, the Pelicans are likely hoping for a lottery pick. But in this time of development, Zion Williamson has shown major flashes in his 6th year in the league and what is now his 5th playing season. Zion managed to get his first career triple-double against Phoenix in late February and got his second just 4 games later against the Clippers. Coach Willie Green mentioned how Zion has been getting more comfortable with his teammates, allowing him to play better.
We're getting more comfortable together as a group. Since the break, we have more consistency with lineups and with substitution patterns, so guys get acclimated to playing with each other. I think that helps. But the ball's going to be in Z's hands at times. We trust him to make good decisions. I feel like he did that last game, 12 assists.
With less than 20 games left to go in the season, it is unlikely that the Pelicans move too far up the Western Conference. However, Coach Willie Green has made it clear chemistry and development are the goals for these last few games. Reporting for the Big Game, I'm Jules Dormain.
While the Pelicans basketball season is coming to a close, a more local season also has. Big Game reporter Kendrick Allen gives us the inside scoop on the intramural basketball league on campus.
While many relate Southeastern basketball to the NCAA level teams that call the University Center home, basketball lovers and students alike at the university know that the Pennington Student Activity Center houses its own version of basketball stars. The student intramural leagues, headed by Marshall Graves, have gathered a following, as every day students put down their book sacks and compete. And in order to get an inside look at what this league is all about, I shadowed members of one of the league's best teams, DBC. Teams in this league have creative freedoms, designing their rosters and their uniforms. And for many, like DBC, they take this freedom as an opportunity to stay close to friends.
I just grew up with a lot of these people. I've been knowing them since I was about 13 years old, and we just been clicking with each other for a long time.
Overall, players of all skill levels are welcome to sign up, as the league, while being highly competitive, makes sure to be a safe haven for everyone. The participants tend to appreciate this, as while some still have hoop dreams, others just enjoy the fun that comes with being a part of this.
I think they're really fun. I think they're a good way to give students, the opportunity. Maybe some people who played in high school who can't play at the D1 level. They give students an opportunity to still play somewhat organized sports. Or you can be like guys like me who have never played at this high.
Reporting for the Big Game, I'm Kendrick Allen.
Now let's cross the street back to the University Center. Hammond throughout the last week has been buzzing, as many of the best high school basketball players were welcomed to compete for a state championship. For the insight on this event, here's Big Game reporter Will Sensley.
March Madness in Louisiana found the perfect home right here in Hammond, Louisiana, a city known for its hospitality and campus built for high energy and competition. This year's LHSAA Girls Basketball Tournament delivered unforgettable moments at the University Center at Southeastern Louisiana. But what makes Hammond the perfect host for this championship event? It's more than just a venue. It's the energy, the atmosphere, and the history that makes this place feel like home for Louisiana high school basketball.
Really enjoy the opportunity to come to Southeastern to participate in this tournament here. The community, the convention authority, the mayor president, they have done an incredible job. The steering committee for the community that bases this for us.
Southeastern Louisiana provided the perfect stage for champions to rise, with a top-tier arena, a professional atmosphere, and a setup that make every game feel like a championship. The University Center elevates the experience for players, coaches, and fans. Hammond's central location makes it an ideal meeting ground for teams from across the state. The city embraces the tournament, turning it into more than just a series of games. It's become an experience for players, fans, and the community.
Our girls basketball coaches love to have the tournament at Southeastern Louisiana University. It's a central location for most of them. They love the area. It's just a great atmosphere here at the University Center at Southeastern.
One of the biggest stories of the tournament was Southern Labs' incredible journey to the title. From the semifinals to the final championship, they played with pride, heart, determination, and a championship-level execution. The Kittens made their presence known early, turning defense into offense and forcing an unbelievable 52 points off turnovers in their semifinal game. A statement win that sent a clear message to the competition. Southern Loud was here to dominate. But the championship game was a different story. This was no runaway victory. This was a fight, a back and forth battle where every possession mattered. And in the end, defense became the difference. Leading the way was senior Shayla Foreman, the heart of this team, and the only senior on the roster. She played with pride and was very aggressive. She was a true leader on the team. Alongside her, Asia Patan, who brought energy, playmaking, and hustle defense, providing that this team's future is just as bright as its present. And speaking of the future, Southern Lab's presence in the paint came from none other than an 8th grade big. Yes, an 8th grader, standing tall in the championship spotlight. As the final buzzer sounded and champions were crowned, one thing became clear. Hammond and Southeastern Louisiana delivered a March Madness experience to remember, with an electric atmosphere, a first-class venue, and a city that embraced high school basketball. It's safe to say this was more than just a tournament. It was a moment in Louisiana sports history. From the big game, I'm Will Sensley.
And last but not least, let's make our way to the professional diamond, in which spring training is still going strong. For more on what all is going on, here's Big Game reporter Avion Dotch.
Spring in 2025 is bringing major changes across the league. The Chicago Cubs are making history, heading to Japan for exhibition games, expanding the MLB's global reach. Meanwhile, the Houston Astros have rebranded their Florida training facility as the CACTI Park, embracing a modern approach to player development. Big roster shakeups are also in play. The Yankees landed Max and Paul Goldschmidt, adding the power to their lineup, while the Mets secured Juan Soto, making them instant contenders. The Oakland A's left Oakland, setting up shop in West Sacramento as they prepare to move to Vegas. The MLB's full of a bunch of showdowns. Can't wait to see how the season unfolds. This was Avion Dotch with the Big Game.
It's time for a break, but when we come back, we're going to wrap up this show with a look at how the latest blockbuster trade in the NBA has panned out, but also looks into the men's and women's basketball teams here at Southeastern for some pick and roll. The Big Game will be right back.
This presentation of The Big Game was made possible through the kind support of Tangipahoa Parish Tourism, your guide to the crossroads of Louisiana. North Oaks Health System, improving lives every time, every touch. And Gateway Ford. Gateway gives the deal.
Tangipahoa Parish is home to the strawberry capital of the world and the premier destination for family fun and adventure. Whether you're looking to visit one of our historic museums, grab a bite to eat at our amazing restaurants, or attend an exciting local event, there's always something to do in Tangipahoa Parish. Tangipahoa Tourism is proud to support the Southeastern Channel in its mission to educate and inspire young media professionals right here in Tangipahoa Parish, the crossroads of Louisiana.
Drop, yo.
I think this is a great place to live, a great place to raise a family. This is just a place that we love. I think it is your responsibility to support that community that you're in. And that's something that we've always done here and something we're very proud of. Sponsoring Little League and sponsoring the high school and sponsoring the university. And I just feel like that's as much of our responsibility to be visible in the community and show that we're here and we're a part of what's going on with our neighbors and our customers.
Welcome back to the Big Game. The men's basketball team here at Southeastern went into their first game in the Southern Conference Tournament as the 6th seed against the 7th seed Incarnate Word Cardinals. This game ended up being a dogfight in Lake Charles with both offenses going on runs. Southeastern would go down in the first half just to surge in the second, forcing overtime against the Cardinals. However, the Lions would only put up 9 points in overtime. This inconsistency on offense, coupled with their inability to make threes all night, made this hopeful team have to leave the tournament much earlier than it wanted to. Now the tournament goes on without the Lions as Coach Kiefer and his guys look towards next season.
While the men's team bowed out of their tournament early, let's get a look into how the women's team fared. The Southeastern women's basketball team started off the Southland tournament with a bang, showing why they're the true #1 seed with a dominant 57-37 win over the UIW Lady Cardinals in the semifinal matchup. The Lady Lions, led by Lexi Alexander and Jalencia Pierre, each led the team with 12 points. Their next matchup will be in the Southland Championship game against the Stephen F. Austin Lady Jacks, where the winner will claim the Southland title and punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. This would be just the second meeting this season between the two teams, where Southeastern won the previous matchup 87-81 back in January. Head coach Ayla Gazzardo led her team to the tournament back in 2023. We'll see if the Lady Lions will repeat that result.
Now it's time to get into some pick and roll. So Myles, the Los Angeles Lakers have been doing really well ever since they traded Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic back in February. So how would you say they're doing right now?
Honestly, I think it's pretty ironic that they traded a defensive player away to get an offensive player, and they've been better defensively. And part of that has been their depth and their length, right? They got guys back like Jared Vanderbilt. They got Dorian Finney-Smith in the trade back when they traded D'Angelo Russell. Jackson Hayes has been playing out of his mind. I don't know what Braun and Luka have been doing to him, but Jackson Hayes has been playing exceptionally well. And that's pretty much what it is. It's not really about Luka. Like, yes, you get more star power getting an offensive guy like Luka. You still got LeBron and Austin Reeves and so forth, but it's really been their defense and their coaching. JJ Redick does deserve a lot of credit for this. I wouldn't say too early. I would say it's too early to name them, the favorites, still with Oklahoma City playing well, Denver playing well. But they for sure have a shot. And, obviously it's going to come down to Luka and LeBron, but that defense, I think that's going to take them much, much farther than everyone thinks. So credit to defense and credit to coaching for how well they've been since the trade.
Yeah, I would also like to agree with you two on that too. So now let's head down to Hammond, Louisiana, and talk about the men's and women's basketball team. So the men's, they just lost to Incarnate Word in the first round of the Southern Conference tournament. So how do you think they'll improve and be better for the next season?
Well, I really think, we already know they have a lot of holes to fill, right? They have key players leaving, right? Seniors, we got guys going in the portal. Jacavion Buckley being one of them heading to the portal. So it's going to be hard, but we have seen some upside with their returning players, right? Guys like Ryan Elsie, who's a freshman, got to know if he chooses not to head to the portal and stay, he's going to be a key factor. Brody Robury, he's a returning center for the team. So they still have some key components coming back next year. And so you got to feel Coach Kiefer will have his team better than they were because, as I mentioned, there was a point in the season where they were second in conference, neck and neck with McNeese, right? They had the game winner against Nichols early in the season. So I still think there's a lot of bright spots. The only thing that could keep them from being as successful as they want is their turnovers and just small mistakes, right? That will cost some games. For example, in the Southland tournament against UIW, you allow a 14-0 run to start the game. First quarter, first 5 minutes of the game, you're already down 20-7. And yes, they came back and forced overtime. You can't fall apart like that, especially in games like a tournament matchup where you must win, must-win situations. So I'm sure they'll have that next man up mentality. I trust Coach Kiefer to be better. And we'll just see how things plan out with their new roster next year.
Yeah. So now let's talk about the women's team. They just beat Incarnate Word in the semifinals, and now they're going to play against the Stephen F. Austin Lady Jacks for the championship. So do you think they're gonna win it?
I think so. I mean, the way they've played this year has been remarkable. It's been historic. 19-1 in conference play. It's not easy to do. It doesn't matter who's in your conference. It doesn't matter if they're the worst team in the country, the best team in the country. It's hard to go 19-1 in a conference, especially when you play most of them twice a year. But I think they should win this game against Stephen F. Austin. I think they're the better team. But, you know, the pressure is on them. We all know the pressure is on them because they're expected to win. If they don't win, I do see this as a disappointing ending. I don't see this as a disappointing season, but a disappointing ending for sure, based on the body of work that you put in all this time, and, you know, throughout the course of the season. For you to be the best team in your conference and not win the conference tournament, I just think it's a huge disappointment for sure.
Yeah, so 2 years ago when they won the Southern Conference Championship back in 2023, they got the number 15 ranking or bid, and they were able to play against the number 2 ranked University of Iowa. So even if they do win this year, do you think they deserve a higher ranking or bid because of their record?
I mean, it just depends, right? Because it depends on how the committee looks at that team, their body of work. Now, yes, they went 19-1 in conference play, but no one really looks at the Southland Conference as a high-powered, like top-tier conference, right? Because they're a small school, but they have played teams like Nebraska, right? Who was ranked 23 at the time, and they play in a big time Big Ten conference, which has USC and UCLA. So they're used to playing teams at that caliber, and they play tough, right? How about those years with LSU, right? Last year and 2 years ago, they played tough against LSU. So it just depends, really. It depends on how the committee looks at their body of work. If Southeastern is able to beat Stephen F. Austin, it's just going to come down to the committee. So if they see them as a 14th seed, if they see them as a 15th seed, 16, whatever, that's on them. Now, regardless of who they play, and if they want to make a big run in this tournament, they're still going to have to see teams like UConn, South Carolina, USC, LSU, right, so forth, UCLA. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to have to see everybody. So, but to answer your question, I would, it's just how the committee sees their body of work at the end of the day.
Yeah, I just want to wish them good luck and hope they win too.
For sure, me too.
Now that'll do it for this episode of The Big Game. For more information on the Lions athletics, visit www.lionsports.net. And for more of us here at The Big Game, visit thesoutheasternchannel.com. So for Myles Edwards and the whole entire Big Game crew, I'm Jaleel Hutton. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.